have spent the entire month of November looking at the ultimate power tools. Power tools that we use to fix and repair things. That's one form of power tools, but we also have such powerful tools of spiritual living. And that's what we've been talking about every Sunday for this month. We fired up the power tools of enthusiasm, and then the faith, rightly placed, which is a tool that can super benefit us, or it can cause us despair. It depends on who and what you believe in. We have looked at ways to make sure that we are and always remain plugged in to the power, the source of all of our power. To remember that, plug it in. You have to plug in electricity in order to make it work. You're going to plug in your faith, your belief in a higher power, in the absolute knowing that there is a power for good. Make sure it's plugged in. Today we end our series by looking at the power tool of a grateful heart. And that seems appropriate because this is the Sunday before Thanksgiving. And so, giving gratitude today has been a pleasure. It's been easy. It's been incredible. And it continues to be so at our party and our dancing and our eating and our talking and all that great stuff that we do at Joyful Gathering Spiritual Center. And if you miss any of those old talks, just go onto YouTube and you'll find them under our name. So we're going to give this power of a grateful heart today. We're going to talk about it and understand how it is used by asking two questions. What emotions can live inside of gratitude, and what emotions cannot? We will start with which emotions cannot live inside of gratitude. And clearly, there is a lot of emotions that cannot live inside of that. And I've selected just a few of them. And as I say them, just see where you might feel them in your body, or if they even apply to you. And so for now, just notice with kindness to yourself, no judgment, no criticism, just take notice which emotion might sometimes resonate a little bit with you, or might have taken up residence, who knows? Despair, anxiety, unforgiveness, frustration, selfishness, hatred, judgment, shame, doubt, jealousy, resentment, sadness. And the two biggest emotions that cannot live inside of gratitude are anger and fear. Impossible. Can't have them both in there and have that gratitude emanating from you at the same time. And just think for a moment, that some of these emotions that you might have, or we have from time to time, or some people they live in, they cannot occupy the same space as a grateful heart. It's impossible. The vibration of these emotions is so much lower than the vibrations of a grateful heart. They cannot occupy the same space. So how about if today we start to release a few of these emotions? So let's just take a deep breath together. We're going to do a really, really, really short release meditation. So any of these emotions that I spoke of, any of these words to describe that emotion that is not inside of gratitude, feel it, see it, acknowledge it. but say to yourself, I am no longer a slave to this emotion. I am no longer a slave to this emotion. I release this emotion and the beautiful space that it creates. I release this emotion. And just take a breath, just knowing you've released. So let's get to refilling, because we have cleared a space within us, and we know that the universe abhors a vacuum. It has to fill in the space. And if we do not intentionally refill it, it will refill itself by default. So we need to be conscious of what it is we would like to experience and feel in our lives. So let's get about refilling our consciousness with emotions that do live inside of gratitude. And what are they? And there's so many of them, but we are going to touch upon a few. Compassion, abundance, fulfillment, appreciation, acceptance, hope, harmony, happiness, freedom, peace, joy, purpose, passion, understanding, enthusiasm, and energy. And there is one more emotion that resides within gratitude that is the mother of all emotions that does live inside of gratitude. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to share with you a letter that I just received. And it speaks to the number one emotion that lives inside of gratitude, and all the many aspects and dimensions of that emotion. The letter reads, Reverend Margaret, one of the most notable experiences I enjoy while coming to Joyful Gathering Spiritual Center is the loving and welcoming manner in which our community responds to each other. Almost immediately, it is this palpable sense of goodness and caring for one another. While walking into our service room, the atmosphere is instantaneously lightful and joyful, allowing one's spirit to soar and at the same time be at complete peace. This nurturing sanctuary perpetuates tremendous healing while capturing the oneness that living the science of mind teaches. Love is such a part of this community, not only in the kind, supportive, and understanding ways we are with each other, but also in the receptiveness we welcome visitors and each other. In the many ways we give to our world community, in the brilliant ways we pay our gifts forward, and the sincere way we pray, embody, and embrace wholeness. I truly love our spiritual community. It's so open and accepting. We have wonderful opportunities not only to share our Sunday morning services together, which cap off with refreshments and lighthearted social time, but further we are provided with classes and workshops, Zoom Wednesdays, and outings that continue to support our spiritual growth. It is good to know when the grace of the divine is upon us and how simply magnificent it is to be a part of the spiritual community. In this season of Thanksgiving, where the focus is what I am honestly grateful for, it is evident that Joyful Gatherings members, the leadership of Reverend Margaret, our practitioners and ministers, fills my heart with grace, knowing I am blessed. The authentic and genuine love I experience gives me much solace and happiness to be part of this spiritual community that is so applicably named Joyful Gathering. With a loving and grateful heart, thank you, Reverend Michael. So beautiful, so beautiful. Just so well done. If we were to condense the contents of that beautiful letter into one word, it would be the same word if we were trying to describe God. It would be, as Ernest Holmes calls, the grandest healing and drawing power on earth. And as Charles Fillmore calls it, the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. And it would be the one emotion that is the most alive in the presence of gratitude. And it is to that word, to that one emotion, that I invite each of us to testify in a bigger way than maybe ever before, to really feel the expansion of the heart, to really take it in. No matter what's going on, it doesn't matter, because the good of God is always present. And that good is what we connect with, we align with, we allow that good because it is us. We are the good of God expressing. And that's the truth we truly need to remember. On this Thanksgiving holiday and way beyond, every second, every minute of every day. And so we rev up a final power tool by choosing to live in love, knowing that it empowers our grateful heart, and our grateful heart then empowers our love. Not only this very beautifully shared space in our heart, but we feed off of it, and we fuel each other. We fuel, it's exponential, but it begins with one loving, grateful heart. And so today we feel that gratitude. The more gratitude that we feel, the more love we experience. It's the way it works. And it goes on, just like that. The more that we are grateful, there is room. We're filling it up with more and more love. So as a way to bring our theme to a close this morning, please turn, to a beautifully gorgeous, loving, gratitude-filled close. Please turn to someone next to you. I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do it today because I feel like it. And tell them, I am so grateful for this in my life.
I am so grateful for this in my life.
Well, let's say what this is. Make sure each person talks about it. And then turn to someone else if you want. Okay. And I don't have to ring these because you stopped. I want to ring them anyway. So I love my teachers. Okay. And so, my friends, we call it good.
Yes.
We call it very good. And so it is. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone.